don't grow, karma just catches. In the shadows we see a love so pure and meek, but all that's left is a ghostly echo, a memory bleak, longing for a bond that's true in this world so cold and weak, yearning for the love we knew before the all turned antique, lost in illusions of affection, bleeding like the mist, hollow hearts yearn for connection, any realm dismissed, seeking solace in echoes of the past where love truly exists, but all we find are mere reflections of what loved ones kissed. Amidst the ruins of our hearts we search for something real, yet all we grasp are faded echoes of what used to appeal in this world where love has become just a commodity to steal. It's just a little food for thought. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This y'all shorty Racheal, and I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life, which is Let's Talk About It podcast show. Y'all know when it comes to the podcast, we talk about it all. But tonight we're gonna take a little break, right, from crimes, the news, right, the little podcasting. We're gonna be doing some reviews and reactions, right, some TikTok reviews and reactions, right. So, mind you, like I always say, some of these videos, right, might make you laugh. Some of these videos might make you question reality. Some of the videos might make you, call cat. But that's up to you and how you perceive these videos. So let's get this John started, right? Y'all more than welcome to, communicate with Shorty or amongst yourself down below in the chat. But keep it respectful, man. Anybody that's disrespectful, right, will get 86K. Will get banned, right? Keep it respectful once again. So we're going to get this John started. We're going to do a little hour, right? We're going to take a little break from all the, all the podcasting, all the current news, all the crimes and everything else. And we just, going to dive down TikTok and see, the videos today, guys. It's been a little minute since we played TikTok videos, right? I mean, reviewed and reacted to some TikTok videos. And guys, listen, man. If a Shorty's opinion or anybody's opinion in the chat offends you, I'm letting y'all know now. Listen, exit exists, right? And the door is right there. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with a good Lord split you, right? If people's opinions offend you, then listen, there's nothing else I can say. The only safe space you can create, right, when it comes to online is either exit or leave. And they both mean the same shit. So let's get this John started, right? This is going to be the first video. Hopefully y'all enjoy the stream. And let y'all Shorty know what y'all think about these videos down below. And let's get these topics started.
Deeper and darker because now they're coming after this shit is getting deeper and darker because now they're coming after this random man for what he said on Joe Rogan's big podcast. I'm going to play this very slowly so that you can hear every word this whistleblower
That's Mel Gibson.
Again, it's profit. When you hear about things that are demonized and that they turn out to be effective, you always wonder, well, what is going on here? Mm-hmm. How is our medical institutions, how have they failed us so that things that do cure you are not promoted because they're not profitable? They can't control it. They don't have a patent on it. I do all that stuff.
Did you do the breaker thing?
Yeah.
I was talking to Dana, and he said, and I said, I got to do something about this. I'm 5'10", 235, I had to sort of roll it back some. Now I'm under 200, that's great. Should be, But, and it was that breaker stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's talking about this guy, Gary Brecka, and he's not a doctor. He's a human biologist. He's the reason why billionaires don't go to regular doctors anymore. Listen carefully.
Most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is an element missing from their body that if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
Well, supplement. Don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-theanine.
What he's talking about is L-theanine, and before you even think that L-theanine could help you, there are some things that you must know. There are studies that show that it's actually the main building block for dopamine and serotonin in your brain. That's what makes hard tasks feel 10 times easier, and they get you into a flow state, peak performance, where your mind can become sort of like a steel trap, and nothing escapes your concentration. So powerful that even Joe Rogan had been using it for years, and he just exposed it.
There was a lot of people like, oh, this is snake oil. So we ran 2 double-blind placebo-controlled studies at the Boston Center for Memory memory, and it showed increase in verbal memory. It showed increase in reaction time, peak alpha flow state. It works. The bottom line is what it does is it enhances your memory, and your mind works better
Snake
when
oil?
you take it. The neuro gum is great because I'll chew a couple pieces of neuro gum before I do stand up, before I do different things where I have to really think clearly. It works.
What he's talking about is not your normal gum. He's talking about neurogum, which combines caffeine and L-theanine. And studies are showing that when you have this mixture, it can make your brain work at an atomic level. It's almost like gasoline to a car, and it's like food for your brain. The best way I could describe it is almost like that Limitless movie where that
You
man
mean
is
fuel for your
using like
brain?
100% of his brain power. Honestly, I didn't grab this until I saw Joe Rogan talking about it, and I looked at the reviews. You guys, since he's been talking about it, this shit has been super hard to get my hands on. So if you see the orange carton here somewhere, then you have to grab it before it sells out again. Here's a little bit of a hack. Grab the mints because you get way more in a pack than you do in the gum. You get like 12 pieces of mints. In the gum, you only get like 3, 6, 9 pieces. This shit is getting deeper and darker.
It's crazy that what Mel Gibson is talking about on this video is stuff that we know about. And what's crazy is, right, a lot of these doctors they prefer to give you a prescription or have you pay for some over-the-counter shit. You've got some doctors that actually give you some natural remedies, right? And I've had conversations with a lot of people out here. And what's crazy is, right, that regardless of anything, right, they've changed it, they changed their diet, right, and changed to the natural remedies, fruits, veggies, trying to get the little oils and all that. But when it comes to that diet, a lot of them cannot afford, sitting here every week buying fresh fruits and veggies because they don't got the money for it. And that's one thing I can sit here and tell you is that, the money has gone up. Could there be, different ways that, one suggestion I got is, grow your own fruits and veggies, but a lot of people don't got the patience or don't want to do it or just don't care. I'm being very honest because I've heard so many excuses on why people don't want to, grow their own grow their own veggies and fruits and stuff like that. But either way, finding these things is not easy, especially in certain cities and states, right? And it's easier when you're like in the places like the Caribbean and stuff like that to get your hands on this. Like if you're in places like China, and that's not a part of the Caribbean, but China, Africa, what else? I know them places like that, you can find these types of plants. In Philly, you would have to order these things. So it's not easy for everybody to get their hands on this, right? And with the way, inflation is, a lot of people cannot afford, to get their hands on this. So, if other people know any other types of solutions, man, write them down below and let us shorty know.
So Black people and people who care, do you know why we keep saying that we believe that Trump's goal is to enact martial law?
Martial law?
Do you know what martial law is? No? All right, so stay tuned for this video, okay?
Listen, if they manage to, listen, if they manage to pass this martial law shit, man, a lot of people is going to be mad. You know what it is to have to be, going through checkpoints, having a curfew as a grown-ass mofo out here. Everybody is used to doing whatever they want to do. You see where I'm coming from, going outside whenever they want to. There's stores in Philadelphia that don't close until 2 o'clock in the morning. Smoke shops that, are opened up 24/7. Bars that don't close until 2 in the morning. So it's kind of like, what would the world do if, martial law was actually to get passed?
So by definition, martial law is the temporary replacement of military authority for civilian government in case of an emergency, all right? Reading straight from the definition. It can be invoked during times of war, labor disputes, natural disasters, and civil unrest in the United States and in other regions. All of these executive orders that he's been doing, all of these policies that he's undoing, like DEI, or putting back into place, like segregation in the federal workplace, it's rage bait. It's rage bait. And while there are other groups that have been affected by what he's doing, the main group that he's trying to enrage is the group that looks like us. Okay? It is historically known that if you upset the African American community enough, the Black community enough, you will hear their voice. You will hear their voices. Why? Because they will rally, they will protest. So Black.
I hear so many things about Trump, right? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say that he's racist because he have tendencies, I don't know, maybe, right? But what's crazy is, right, we sit here calling him racist, but we can't even get over the fact that we're racist amongst each other, right? And what I mean about that is, what's crazy is like we come at each other, like we worry about our skin color and everything. And I'm not speaking about me, I'm not speaking about you, her, him. I'm just speaking in general, right? If the shoe fits where that itch, right? And if it doesn't apply, hey, let it fly. But what's crazy that one thing that I do notice that in the urban community, we can't stop healing our own kin. So it's the white man, the only one with hate. You see what I'm talking about? But I want to know about Trump, right? How many of y'all believe that he is actually racist? What's crazy is, right, going down Trump's history, right? I've seen him deal with, people in the urban community, right? Whether they're Black or they're Hispanic, right? And can I say that I feel as though me personally, I feel as though he, I don't think he sees color, right? And if he does see color, I feel as though that color is green. But correct the shorty, if she's wrong. Feel free to.
How the fuck did a bitch's movie predict this crash out? Watch this.
Wait a minute. Is that bull that killed the healthcare,
How
unalived
the fuck did a bitch's
healthcare
movie?
employee? What up? I work in a hospital. True. They treat, they don't heal. This is actually scary. A cure patient as well. So yeah, that's the bull right here. That's the bull that unalived the healthcare bull. Dr. Sabi been telling y'all for years. This isn't predicted. This movie is literally based on a true story. People do realize this movie is based on a true story. Okay, we're about to see what movie. But this is, I guess, Luigi Mangione, whatever his name is. I can't even pronounce his last name. But yeah, let's see what they trying to compare what he did to a movie.
Movie predict this crash out. Watch this shit.
What I don't understand is why they never found the doctors. My son has had clean checkups every year since the day he was born. How could the doctors not pick it up? He might not have been tested thoroughly enough. Why not?
You got an HMO, right? Yeah. Well, there's your answer. I mean, HMOs pay their doctors not to test. That's their way of keeping costs down. All right, let's say Mike did need additional testing, and insurance says they won't cover them. The doctor keeps his mouth shut, and come Christmas, the HMO sends the doctor a fat-ass bonus check.
Okay, now you tell me, doesn't that sound like...
Look, okay, I understand why they're trying to, compare what the bull did, right? With that, I forgot the name of that movie that Denzel was in, where I guess he was trying to save his son and stuff like that, right? And I think he holds the hospital hostage, something like that. I can't really remember. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie. Damn. But I mean, that movie is based on a true story, like they're saying in the comments. I mean, that I know for a fact, right? And what's crazy is, right, it doesn't matter what movie you watch, especially if it involves, movies like, what is it? There's a whole bunch of series, right? TV shows, right? That, that deal with hospitals, right? They got a whole bunch of hospital shows. I forget what the names of so many, right? Shit. The Good Doctor is one of them, right? But what's crazy, it doesn't matter which TV series, which movie you watch, right? They'll explain the same thing that boy right there explained. They'll say it in any type of, I guess, I don't say it a prediction. I see it as in they're telling us in our faces what they're doing, what they're going to do. But, people just see movies as entertainment, right? And that's what they are. They're entertainment. What's crazy, though, is, right, through these movies, they do throw messages at us. We just don't grip them right away because we're looking at it. It's just pure entertainment. Funny part about it is, right, the messages are there, right? And these messages are not predictions. They're just letting us know what the hell they're going to do, whether we like it or not.
The same exact thing this doctor is saying?
Problem there is that if you figure out a way to help patients heal, and that way doesn't include a pill or a surgery, well, then the hospital and the doctor are in big trouble, because
They won't get no
if
money.
you figure out a way to help people heal and you can't charge them for it, well, then you've just worked yourself out of a job.
And it gets way crazy because millionaires and billionaires don't even go to the same doctors that me and you go to. Listen to Trump's billionaire friend Dana White explain it.
Go to a doctor ever again about my general health. They have no clue what they're talking about, and all they want to do is put you on pills. I had the best doctors that you could get from the best hospitals that you could go to. None of them could stop snoring. None of them could get my blood pressure under control. None of them could get my cholesterol, good and bad, leveled out. It's all good now. The medicines are just going to start to stack up. And before you know it, you're going to be on 14 pills with 10 different side effects from each one of them. You're not living the healthy, amazing life that you can. I'm not kidding you. Like he said, I jump out of bed every day ready to kick today's ass.
Now, in the rest of the podcast, he explained how he went from this to this by ditching the doctors, ditching the pills, and switching to all natural remedies. But see, the problem is people like you and me don't have billions of dollars to spend on researchers who can tell us what works and what doesn't. But we do have gems like this. Let's say you have something like herpes. Right here, page 214, herbal balm for herpes. And boom, right here, it gives you the ingredient, the instructions on how to make it, and the dosage. This shit from allergy relief, ED support, fertility boost, joint pain, heart health, and 250.
Y'all can miss me with that one. A fertility boost. I don't know no more babies. No. That'll be good for those that can't have babies and want to have babies. Fuck out of here. Shit. 3 is enough for me. I was supposed to have an even pair, but hey, I guess God wanted me to have an odd. But hey, let's move on to the next video. This shit is crazy. Yo, but he ain't lying, yo. One thing I can sit here and tell y'all before we move to the next video, this is the same thing that Sadie was trying to tell the world, right? Before, he died in that jail cell.
I don't like your attitude.
Hey, I love her.
Wait just a little bit longer. A fuck will fall into my hand, and I can give it to you.
I don't like your attitude.
Maybe if we wait just a little bit longer, a fuck will fall into my hand, and I can give it to you.
I don't like your attitude.
Oh, yo, shout out to her, man. I love the way she does her skits, yo. She be killing it.
Bro, how the fuck did we not notice this scene in the Avatar movie when they were clearly trying to show us something in plain sight this whole time?
Shut your pie hole! Or what? Ranger Rick, you gonna shoot me?
I can do that.
Is that there's some kind of electrochemical communication between the roots of the trees. It's more connections than the human brain.
Neurology.
Get it? It's a network. It's a global network, and the Na'vi can access it. They can upload and download data, memories, at sites like the one you just destroyed.
Is this not exactly what this dude was trying to tell us before they completely removed his podcast?
Most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is a nutrient, an amino acid, a substrate, compound.
Same thing Dr. Sadie. I mean, I don't know if they do this to confuse us, right? But it's right in our faces. The only problem that a lot of people, have is having the money to get a hold, of these things that they need, to better themselves. It's crazy as shit. I wonder if we get, little lamps on the inside. Them little plant lamps and stuff like that, indoor lamps. I wonder if we can grow them same plants they grow like in the Caribbean, right? Indoors. I just wonder. I mean, I can grow anything. So I wonder if I switch it up and instead of trying to grow a tree outside, right? Since we know we're in North Philly, try to grow a tree inside. Little nursery thing. I don't know. It might work. Shit. Well, let's listen to what they gotta say.
An element missing from their body that if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
What's supplement? Gary, don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-theanine.
So I did some more research on this, and I came across a Shark Tank episode, and this is exactly what they were saying.
How long does it take to be effective? 5 to 10 minutes. Are you already in stores?
We are in stores.
The same gum, right? With the bull head?
Damn! I gotta tell you, I am so
That's the same gum that the bull had from the video earlier.
friggin' hyper right now. Yes! Let's go! I'm gonna take you on in judo, cat. Deal.
That white stuff they started geeking off of on Shark Tank was this thing right here called NeuroGum. This is the first gum to combine real L-theanine and caffeine together. I chew it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and after that, my brain completely changes and goes into a crazy flow state. I don't know if you guys know that movie called Limitless, but it's kind of like that, and you're gonna be locked in getting all your shit done throughout the day. The only problem is there's celebrities like Joe Rogan and multiple people that have been calling this stuff out, so they're constantly sold out. If you guys see an orange box somewhere over here, that means they still have it in stock. So if I was you, I would grab it before they're completely gone. Bro, how the fuck do we not?
I'm done. So now they try and say that that's the one thing that we're missing in our body for us to, you know, get superpowers. So I'll take that, and I'm gonna feel like I'm Wonder Woman, huh? Yo, I'm done. But what's crazy is, you know, a lot of people don't even know this or peep that, you know, Avatar. It's kind of like the Matrix, right? They're imitating stuff from the Bible. It took me a little minute to figure it out, but I figured it out. And not just the Bible, but throughout history too, because people just stuck on the Bible. It reminds me of certain, you know, scriptures, but not from the Bible too, from history books. Let us really know what y'all think, you know, how y'all feel about this video down below.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Damn.
Been watching me. Look, this the camera. I ain't even unhooked up yet. You bitch ass nigga.
What the fuck?
This nigga been watching my wife. This nigga violated my kids, dog. This nigga got Bluetooth devices. This nigga got cameras.
Cameras? What the hell are cameras?
Nigga, I done bust all the fucking walls out. Nigga, I don't have like 10 to 16 motherfucking cameras in this house, dog. You fucking freak.
Ladies, folks, everybody, but especially the ladies.
Y'all really gonna sit here and try to sell something right now, though? Hidden camera detector always works, they say in the comments. And they worried about TikTok. You got a mother. What was he in a hotel? A B&B, R&B, whatever you call them things now.
This is why one of these are so important, and it's imperative that you have one of these if you're out and about, traveling, doing things like that. Because what is this? This is a hidden camera detector, okay? GPS, infrared, all of that stuff rolled into one. But the main thing is that it is a hidden camera detector. So if you're traveling, going to different hotels, staying at Airbnbs, things of that nature, you got.
So it's going to detect that they got cameras hidden in these rooms. I need to get me one of those. So when I do go to the hotels, I can see that you got a camera. Shit, ain't nobody want to end up in no dark web. Shit, we got to be careful.
Something that can detect those hidden cameras. That way, you know, people aren't snooping on you, being pervs, etc., etc. Shoot, you could even use it at public places, restaurants, malls, things like that to detect where the hidden cameras are. But at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, this thing right here is an absolute game changer, and it could be the one item that separates and stops and intervenes a possible trafficking situation, okay? Or kidnapping, whatever it could be.
Kidnapping. Wait.
Right here, you need.
Hold up, I get is a camera detector, but what the fuck? How is it going to stop a kidnapping? Please tell me. What is it, a taser too? Did he mention anything about a taser? Like, what am I going to just, beep, beep, and the bull is just going, like, really? He could just pistol whoop the shit out of me and kidnap me. Is there a taser in that shit? I mean, in that thing? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Need this. So if you haven't already, click the link, get yours now. Now look at that. Get yours now.
Was it taste? I'm done. But that's crazy. I don't know if the bull was in a hotel, a B&B. I don't know if that's what it's called. But for whoever the owner was to have cameras everywhere, boy, I would have been, screw that shit. 911, was your emergency? I just committed a crime. Shit, bring me that orange suit. I don't mind. Listen, I look pretty in orange.
Fentanyl laced vapes. That's a new thing now.
Fentanyl laced vapes.
We gotta be careful what we put in our lungs. Even myself.
Vapes are being laced with fentanyl. Y'all be careful. Someone just passed away. Oh, wow. Come on, man. I suspect it's our very own government. Like, who else would have the motive? Wouldn't it be hard to lace the vapes? Like, how in the world does somebody lace a vape?
Fentanyl laced vapes. That's a new thing now. Y'all, we gotta be careful what we put in our lungs. Even myself, I have a problem using vapes. Puff bars or whatever you want to call them. You walk into a store, you see everybody else smoking them. They cool. You feel like it's a way to help you stop smoking blacks and cigarettes and all that. It's not cool. Well, ladies just died behind a vape because it was laced with fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
So what they're doing is they're taking the needle and injecting fentanyl into the vape. And it's like a stronger potent. They say it's like 50 times stronger than heroin. Sad situation, man, that somebody had to lose their life in order for others to see that it's something you don't need to be doing. Don't indulge in it. I struggle with it every day. I'm trying my best to stop. But that's why you don't try new things, man. Don't try new things, man.
But hold up, wait a minute. I got a question, right? That he just said what they're doing is they're grabbing a needle, right? And they're shooting it inside the vape, right? Well, hold on, wait a minute. Before the customer gets it, right? You have to get it from the store, right? And that has to be FDA approved, right? And, all that other shit. I said FDA approved like it's some food. Right, get it together. But still, I think it does have to be FDA. Am I saying the right word? Listen. Y'all get my point, right? So what is either the store owner lacing the vapes with fentanyl, or whoever the store owner is getting the vapes from lacing the vapes with fentanyl? You see, because it's not making no sense. They're purchasing this right legally. Who's lacing it? Is anybody asking the question? I mean, because what they lacing okay, so is the customer buying the vape and then lacing the vape with fentanyl? Like, wait, what up now? We got Commander in the building. Blessings, Commander. Blessings.
Every day, I'm trying my best to stop. But that's why you don't try new things, man. Don't try new things, man. Y'all see all these new vapes coming out. Y'all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get me one of them. Could be fentanyl, man. I seen a person OD right in front of me over fentanyl. So I
they were to go live, man. I was waiting for them to go live, but you never did.
Fentanyl laced vapes.
That's crazy. Yo, y'all need to watch what y'all smoking. I don't think that it's people outside lacing these vapes, right? If the customer is purchasing it from any store, right, that means that either somebody in that store is lacing these vapes, or wherever the owner of this store is purchasing these vapes from is lacing the vapes, because nothing else makes sense. That's the only logic. Let us shorty know what y'all think. I'm tonight.
The deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's has expanded. At least 75 people in 13 states have been infected after eating the fast food chain's quarter pounders. One person in Colorado has died. The source of the outbreak has not been confirmed, but McDonald's has removed raw onions that were supplied from one California farm and then cut and processed in Colorado.
At least 75 people have been.
Why they removed the damn onions? The onions ain't seem like they had a problem, but let's go back a little bit. That fucking burger
processed in Colorado.
At least 75 people
that were supplied from one California.
That burger is raw. No wonder people's getting E. coli. And the onions ain't the one. Yo, look at that. It is not the onions. They serving raw burgers. That meat should not be that pink. I just want to peep right now, like, what in the world is going? And you know what's crazy, right? This is not from 2024. This is from 2025. That's what made me save this video right here. Because I went down a rabbit hole earlier.
California farm and then cut and processed in Colorado.
At least 75 people have been sickened, and the number of people hospitalized has more than doubled in the deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's. That's after the CDC reported an additional 26 cases. McDonald's announced they will stop sourcing onions from Taylor Farms' Colorado facility indefinitely. The fast food chain previously announced they stopped serving quarter pounders at 20% of their.
Why is that chicken raw? No, man, they putting the blame on the onions. Leave the onions alone. That's all natural. It ain't the onions. It's them damn raw chicken burgers and ground beef burgers that they serving over there at McDonald's. All that fake food. Fuck that shit. That raw meat. I get Commander, man. I get what Commander's saying. Listen, if people not used to eating raw meat, they will get a bacteria in their stomach. And I say that because I went to a fast food place, right? And I ordered a burger. I wanted my burger well done. They gave me the burger medium rare, right? I bit into that shit. I was like, yo, this shit is raw, right? And there's like, no, it's not. I took another bite into that shit and spit it out. And I told my baby pops, this shit is going to make me sick. The next day, I got sick. And all I know is that they told me I had a bacteria in my stomach due to whatever it was that I ate. And the only thing that I ate, right, was that burger. So when I explained it to the doctor, right, the doctor told me that if you're not used to eating raw food, raw meats, that will happen to you. And I'm not used to eating anything raw. Nothing except for my vegetables. I will eat a raw carrot. I'll eat a raw. Listen, I'll eat all that raw. But meats, that just got to be cooked. Either, listen, I'll be sick in a heartbeat. The quarter pounders. They got the quarter pounders are thick, and that's what got the people sick. It's the quarter pounder meat. The Commander said, when have you ever seen meat that burgers that thick at McDonald's, at McGoogle's, or whatever she just called it? Yeah, but their burgers are thick.
Quarter pounders at the fast food stop sourcing onions from Taylor. Doubled in the deadly E. coli.
Break has not been confirmed, but McDonald's has removed raw onions that were supplied from one California farm and then cut and processed in Colorado.
That was that's their double quarter pounders right there. That's why you saw it so big. But their quarter pounders are bigger than the regular burgers. Commander Funny, she said, when have you ever seen them big burgers at McDonald's? Yo, I'm dead.
Colorado.
At least 75 people have been sickened, and the number of people hospitalized has more than doubled in the deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's. That's after the CDC reported an additional 26 cases. McDonald's announced they will stop sourcing onions from Taylor Farms' Colorado facility indefinitely. The fast food chain previously announced they stopped serving quarter pounders at
raw chicken. That chicken should not be pink in the middle. Why is that chicken pink? It's burnt on the bottom. At that, how the hell you get a burnt chicken in the bottom? Wait, how you burn that piece of chicken breast like that in the bottom, but still keep it pink in the middle? I'm done. This McDonald's just don't know how to cook, point blank.
20% of their nearly 14,000 U.S. locations. Taylor Farms, a supplier to McDonald's, has also voluntarily recalled some of its yellow onions. The company told CBS News, our priority remains the health and safety of our consumers. We continue to work with CDC. Safety of our consumers. We continue to work safety of our consumers.
Ooh, I was wondering what the hell was that moving. Look at that. That was a worm in the meat. And they blaming the onion.
We continue to work with CDC and FDA.
The deadly E. coli outbreak.
Oh my God, that shit crazy. Oof. Would y'all eat at McDonald's after this? And this is from 2025, not 2024, guys. 2025. At least 75 people are sick and hospitalized. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, that worm got me. There was a worm in the burger. I don't want to eat at McDonald's. Ooh. Ugh. Time to smoke.
What are the three primary animals that people eat?
Chicken, beef, fish, pork.
Okay. You look at all of those animals. Are any of them carnivores?
No, that video was from 2025. It's two. You gotta search it up. You got the breaking news from last year, and then you got the breaking news from this year. And I think this happened somewhere in February. Yeah, Commander, you gotta check it again. The news is from.
What are the three primary animals that people eat?
Chicken, beef, fish, pork.
Okay. You look at all of those animals. Are any of them carnivores?
No.
None of them eat meat. So if you're eating something that didn't require meat to build its own protein, then why do you need to eat that to create your own protein?
Hey, this man, thinking.
Some of the strongest animals in the animal kingdom: gorilla, monkeys, rhino, elephant, ox, none of them eat meat. So we take one example like the lion and say, okay, we're supposed to eat meat, not understanding that most animals don't actually eat meat. And then when you start to think about even our biology, like you think about how a lion is set up, or carnivores are set up, they always have teeth that match to be able to kill meat. We don't. They also have a jaw that can only collapse this way. It can't go this way like ours can. Your jaw going side to side is indicative of you being an herbivore. You eat plants. When you look at our digestive system, the digestive system of a lion is about 7 feet long when you lay it out. The digestive system of an herbivore or plant eater is going to be somewhere between 20 and 35 feet. Guess what? Ours is between 20 and 35 feet. So our biology is set up for plants.
Oh shit. Yo, our intestines is longer than the animals' intestine. That's crazy. That was a little more info than I wanted to know, but snap. He's basically saying that as humans, right, our biology system, right, was set up only to eat plants. We was never meant to eat meat. That's interesting. I think we've reviewed and reacted to this video before, but now that I'm seeing it for a second time, right, I don't know if it's a sign, but I'm about to go down the rabbit hole, you know, when it comes to our biology system. Yo, this is crazy. Damn, man, I didn't think Word was going to go live, and my little ass went live because he was late. Shit, I'll see him after this live, though. So, guys, you know, if y'all interested in, you know, some podcasting today, Word got that vent panel, right? It's an open panel. Make sure y'all go check out Word, right? Great conversations, great topics. Y'all will not be disappointed, y'all.
The soil here is dead.
Huh?
You know, when I was in Israel back
That's why
in...
everything is manufactured.
Listen,
Food.
it's dead. The food here is not food. When I was in Israel back in I think it was like 2008, I was in Galil Gabo. I went to Tel Aviv. I had never tasted fruit before. Like, I love fruit. But it was taste, and I see why they're fighting over this soil. It was a whole nother taste. The food was different. The food in Ghana is different. The taste, like, I'm telling you.
Did it taste great immediately, or was it an acquired taste?
I think the food everywhere else is different, right? Because the fruits, when you go like to PR and stuff like that, do not taste like the fruits here in Philadelphia. The watermelon is different. You know, the coconut is different. Everything is different down there. So, I mean, and I've heard other people say that, you know, Africa, Jamaica, you know, Venezuela, all these places, right? It's the same thing. And then I hear them say that the fruit over there is, you know, a little bigger. Some are smaller. But what's crazy is that it's sweeter than the fruits that we have here in the United States of America. And I don't know if y'all noticed, right? The majority of our fruits now is, you know, are seedless. Like the bananas in the Caribbean, right? The seeds inside the bananas are bigger than the seeds in the bananas here in America. And what's crazy is bananas and oranges, mangoes, and all that shit, they come in different colors. Over here, we're used to our fruits being, you know, the color that we were told they was, or we seen them to be. So everything over there is way different than over here. I mean, is it fake or is it just, the difference in the atmosphere? I mean, I wonder if that's it. I mean, we got fake food in America, but what I'm saying, could, the difference in the fruits be the atmosphere? That's the Caribbeans. This is America. You see, I don't know. I'm just a little curious. Had to ask the question. Hey, press play.
It's great immediately. What you think a great strawberry tastes like, and you have it in another place, you're like, man, this is dead. Even your stomach, right? Your gut is really like the mouth of your soul. So if your gut is the mouth of your soul, what you put in replenish the body. If we're putting in fake foods and eating dead corpse and all this craziness, our minds, we're interrupted. The soil here is dead. When
I mean, I just wonder because it's hard to grow. It's hard to grow a lot of fruits and veggies here in Philadelphia. I don't know what part, what part of a city, where you from, where y'all watching from, right? Shorty's from North Philly. And I can honestly sit here and tell you that I've grown so many things, but the fruits that you grow in the Caribbean, you cannot grow here. And I mean, I could it be that the soil is dead in America, right? Or is it that, is there a difference in the soil? And I think it's the difference in the soils. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But let's move on to the next video.
Babe, are you ready to go? I told you, to my mom's house.
For what?
Babe, he said for what?
Eat and everything. Remember, I just made the rice.
What did you make?
The rice, because, everybody got to bring something.
Do I have to bring anything?
Yeah. Well, we can bring the rice.
No, it's all good. I already brought some.
What?
Yo, he's so disrespectful.
I got some crunch wraps, burritos, nacho fries, nachos. A lot of foods here. Family will like it.
Yo, he's so disrespectful. But like in the comments, they say, his heart is in the right place. But Taco Bell is not authentic Mexican food. I wonder when people are going to realize that. I really don't know when people are going to realize Taco Bell is not authentic food.
We're going to go eat carne asada.
Yeah, I mean, they had some carne asada French fries or something.
What?
They put cheese and meat on.
That's not. Oh my gosh! See, I try to defend you, Connor. I really try to defend the white people community, whatever the heck. And you do this, Taco Bell, Connor. This is not Mexican. Do you think Taco Bell is Mexican?
No, of course. Well, yeah, I do.
At least be honest, yo.
American, white Mexican.
There's no white Mexican. You're not white Mexican.
No, I'm Mexican.
Connor, you're not Mexican when you bring taco.
Let's go.
No, you're staying here. I'm leaving. No.
I'm done. She said, I'm leaving your ass behind. You're not embarrassing me in front of Uncle Juancito and Felipe and Tito and whoever else is in the crib. Yo, I'm done. His heart is in the right place, yo. Tito, he should have at least bought some Modelo. That's what he should have did. Bought himself a case of beers and he would have won daddy. Yo, no, I'm Mexican. He's not hearing nothing though. Yo, he ain't hearing shit. Just let him. Just tell him to bring the beer. You're staying home, Connor. She sound like his mom. I'm done. Oh no, don't leave me alone at home with Taco Bell and my PlayStation. Oh yo, I just noticed he had the PlayStation in his hand. What's up with these grown at? Yo, man, I don't get tired of saying. I'm not bashing you. I'm not right. But what's up with I don't care if it's a man or a woman. What's up with the grown-ups, right? In their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s still playing a fucking PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. I mean, I just can't get over the fact that people in my age and up are really literally playing games like we little kids. I mean, I understand if you're playing with your kid, right? But I don't know. I think once you reach a certain age, being, I mean, to each his own, right? He's trying, but he ain't there yet. Guess what? Connor will get it one day. He really wants to fit in the family.
All these people that's running around doing these pranks for clicks and views is losing their life left and right. This 19-year-old was unalive after he did a prank on a man that was just released from prison for manslaughter. Let me explain.
What?
This 19-year-old will walk up to random women that's walking with a man. It could be their husband or boyfriend, and he will hug them and say, "I miss you, baby. Don't act like you don't know me." He will also snatch food and drinks out of people's mouths and run. He wouldn't give the food back. He'll snatch the food and he'll throw it away on video.
What?
Also, when he's walking past people, he'll act like he's falling and spill drink and ruin their outfit. He will snatch women purses and people dogs and run. But one of the worst things I've seen this kid do is walk up to random people and slap them and run. This kid walked into a restaurant and slapped the guy that looked like he was 70 years old and ran and laughed. Sometimes people would chase him, but he would laugh. He thought it was funny catching him on video chasing him. One day, this man, his wife, and his 2 children was having a picnic at a park. They had all their food and drinks on a towel. He walked up and grabbed the towel and ran with the towel. It threw all their drinks and food on the ground. The guy jumped up and chased him for about 3 minutes until the kid fell. When the kid fell, he jumped on him and beat him very bad, and he broke his neck. This man was only out of prison for 2 months for manslaughter, and now he went back. All these...
Yo, that is crazy. This 19-year-old kid was unalived after he pulled a prank on a man who had just been released from prison for manslaughter. That is... Yo, people need to be careful out here, yo. Like, and he ain't lying, yo. These kids, I see it constantly, but it's not just kids, because I notice the adults do it too. But, you know, guess what? The youth mimics, and people don't even realize. People don't take the time to even realize, damn, if I do this, you know, these kids are going to think that it's okay, right? I mean, people want to call themselves leaders. Oh, I'm leading. But yet, you're not leading by example. What you leading? You leading the youth, right, to sit here and fall into a hole. No charges should be pressed on this dude. Play with the wrong people. Those aren't pranks, just crimes. If I was on the jury, I would vote not guilty. Those kind of pranks are not funny to nobody. I mean, and it's true, though. The bull should not have gone back to prison, but, you know, he unalived somebody. I think there's different ways to handle the situation. For those that are saying that, you know, not guilty, yet he's guilty of committing the crime, right? The young bull should have never put himself in a situation, you know, where, you know, this happened. But for some reason, right, the youth thinks that it's okay to do these type of challenges, these type of pranks, right, online for clicks and views, right, because they see the adults do it. Right, you got mofos on here from the ages of 30 all the way up to 60 and probably older, like I said, doing shit like this online. If they don't change, I'm just saying, don't expect the youth to change. Because in order for them to, you know, change, we have to lead by example. Sometimes we have to change our methods and our way of doing things too. But that's just me talking, all right? Don't take it personal. Once again, right? If the shoe fits, wear that itch, right?
Why do some Mexicans look so Asian? The answer might shock you, even though it shouldn't. Many creators online have been attributing the Asian-appearing phenotypes to the fact that Philippines used to be administered from Mexico. While that is true, the admixture was nowhere near enough to affect entire Mexico. And to affect so many people, there was actually more happening in reverse, where there was Mexican admixture in Philippines, instead of vice versa. Instead, the explanation is very simple. These phenotypes are produced by the Native Amerindian ancestry. Native Amerindians were an East Eurasian population that migrated from the area of Siberia and Altai Mountains. Mexicans are on average roughly 50% native, with this ancestry being the lowest in North Mexico, around 30%, and highest in southern Mexico, reaching close to 70%, which is why it is usually Mexicans from the southern regions who are given nicknames like El Chino, even though they should be called El Indigeno. Instead, the ignorance of these basic facts sometimes leads to strange comments, such as this councilwoman in LA who is herself of Mexican ancestry was caught describing people of Oaxacan Mexican descent in Koreatown as little, short, dark people who are muy feo. You can translate the last part yourself.
Oh, wow.
Why do some Mexicans look so
She called
Asian?
them
All these people.
What just
Why
happened?
do some
She called them ugly. That's some disrespectful shit, yo. See, yo, people need to learn. I didn't know that Philippines came from, they come from the Mexican tribes. I thought Philippines were actually, from Chinese, and I'm not being racist. I'm just saying I thought it was, the other way around. But, according to this, right, the Philippines come from the Mexican DNA. Let me see. There's a lot of racism towards people from Oaxaca and Mexico. It's truly inappropriate. I've heard people call other people pareces Oaxaca. Very inappropriate. Pareces Oaxaca. Let me see. I'm El Chino, but I should be El Indigenous. I'm Mexican and Native American, and people assume I'm of Asian descent. My dad's from Oaxaca. My sister, but why do I look Middle Eastern? I mean, I'm guessing that the tribes got mixed in somewhere along the line. I mean, we're about to get back down the rabbit hole, when it comes to our ancestries, right? The wars, presidents, and much more. We're about to go back into that probably next weekend. Nate, baby. Blessings, blessings. We got Nate the Great Podcast in the building, yo. Make sure y'all go check out Nate the Great Podcast. He got some great topics, great conversations, yo. Y'all will not be disappointed. And he is also funny as hell, man. So make sure y'all go check him out. Nate, leave a link down below so that people can check you out. But yeah, I mean, I feel as though because of the way, how they got us in a race war, people can't see, what reality is. And instead of taking the time to research where somebody is from, or, their culture, they'll sit here, assume, judge, and criticize. And not in a good way either. Yo, pause. What's going on? I don't know why my TikTok is acting crazy. The sound for this video is not available.
Just like the Bible talks about dragons.
Jeez.
Just like the Bible talks about dragons, there's another book that talks about dragons, and I know that there's no correlation, but hear me out. Hear me out. What if the dragons never went extinct, never died? What if, just like on Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, whichever one, whatever, it's in the books. I'll put the audio here. But they say in Game of Thrones that the dragons cannot come over the ice wall. We have an ice wall. What if the dragons are just a hop, skip, and a step on the other side of the wall, and we're all just here like, oh, must not be real.
Was he trying to say that the dragons are existing in the North Pole, Antarctica, somewhere around there where people can't really, live in?
Because these videos are sick. I would love to have me a dragon. Oh, me and my little sidekick, man, we kick ass and take names all day. Just have one of these little tiny dinosaurs, whatever, dinosaurs aren't real. Whoa! You look at these videos. Look at this. How sick would it be to have one of
He can't tell their AI videos? Firmament ice wall by Antarctica. That's mentioned in the Bible. Go down to TikTok rabbit hole. I'm dead. Dragons, the 13th zodiac sign. The 13th month was removed just like the dragon. You could be on YouTube. And it's crazy, right? I went down the rabbit hole, right, on dragon history, and I think we're gonna start our lives on the rabbit hole on dragon history. I'm not sure when. I'm not making no promises. But what's crazy is, right, they say that dinosaurs never existed. They were always dragons, right? And I wonder how much, fact, how much truth there is to that. Was it just dragons? I mean, and if it was just dragons, right, different types of dragons and stuff like that, why would they erase it, right, and replace it and tell us that they were called dinosaurs?
If you guys have any information regarding dragons and where I can find one, if you want to set up an expedition to go on the other side of the ice wall, find us a dragon, go ahead and comment down below. setting up a squad.
The dragon afraid of, the wall itself is not just the barrier of ice and stones. It is said that when it was built, children of the forest infused it with powerful ancient magic to prevent the dead and supernatural beings from ever crossing it. Dragons are also born out of magic, so it's very likely that Silverwing sensed that magical barrier and resented the crossing. But if not with dragons, then who will destroy the wall? It can't be Night King. Then who? Legend says that wall can be brought down by the Horn of Winter. Some believe Sam currently possesses this horn, discovered at the fist of the first man, but even he has it, he wouldn't do it. Another theory suggests that Euron Greyjoy will do the honors. Euron has a horn of his own, said to be capable of binding a dragon to its owner's will, so it's possible that he might steal a dragon and destroy the wall from south.
I don't know. Do y'all believe that dragons still exist? I wonder if they ever really did, like really exist. I mean, they say they found the fossils, right? I would love to see the real fossils, because you know the dinosaur museum. We know dinosaurs allegedly, right, don't exist, but you know the dragons. Do they got dragon fossils? Because allegedly they got dragon bones, dragon fossils, right? I mean, dinosaur fossils. Do they got dragon fossils? Do they know that dragons actually existed?
They're waiting to see how long will 8 billion people allow 100 families to control them. Who are these families? These are the elite oligarchs that control the planet. You know, they literally run us. They tell us what to do, hear, see, smell, taste, touch, feel, where we can go, where we can't go. Don't cross over that invisible line, because if you do, you know, you're illegal and all this other kind of crazy stuff. They're running us, and governments are put in place to work for the people, but they got it flipped and they got us working for them. Right. And telling us what they're going to do to us if we don't listen to them. That's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. The problem, the reason why the world it is today, why we have this boot on our neck, is because of us. We're the problem. The 8 billion are the problem. They're sharks. A shark smells blood, shark attacks. Right. A shark is going to be a shark. How come we as 8 billion people haven't stopped falling for these divide and conquer tactics and stop fighting each other over the scraps and realize who the real enemy is? While we're fighting each other, they're just cutting up the pie and laughing at us. Left wing, right wing, all the same bird, right? There's no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. The only thing that does exist, like I say, is a group of elite oligarchs that torture men, women, and children worldwide. That exists. Democrat, Republican doesn't exist. They're waiting.
But how do you fight back, you know, something that you can't even see? Because nobody's ever even allegedly, right, seen the elites, as they so call it, right? They got all these billionaires, millionaires, zillionaires, quadrillionaires, right, out there. And yes, I invented that last word. I think I did. Anyways, right? But who are the 1%ers? Who are the real elites, right? Who are the ones that sit at the table and run them? Who throw the money at them, right? Who have so much power over those that, you know, are the ones that we see. They have names. I'm going to always ask that question. How can we fight them, right? When nobody apparently knows who they are, so they say.
It was Diddy. Now you're talking about Vince McMahon. Diddy? Now y'all gonna start people saying no Vince McMahon when it's coming to old guys doing sus things.
Oh shit!
Man, it's all the guys I used to admire as a kid is coming out of the closet that I didn't even know they belong to. Now it's starting to make sense why Pride Month and Men's Mental Month is in the same month. And sorry for these guys if this really happened to them, but it just seemed like they're taking a paycheck. If not, man, Cat Williams wasn't lying. It was.
Oh shit! He said if not, then Cat Williams wasn't lying. I mean, apparently, right? I've been hearing about this. I want to do the lives on it, but I have to see which videos I can review and react to, right? When it comes to the Vince McMahon, the WWE, and all that, right? I've tried to do 2 lives on it and extract my videos. So I'm gonna see how I go about the Vince McMahon story, right? But Cat Williams apparently wasn't lying. Y'all didn't want to believe it, right? When they let the cat out the hat. We're in 2025, right? And everything Cat Williams said was going to happen, right? And I don't think it was a prediction. He was telling us. I mean, and it's been happening. And it's not the first time they let the cat out the hat to warn us.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's a commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies, growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise, but partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue. In a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss, their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around, then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words. Teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do. For they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna play one more video, right? Because we already hit the 1 hour mark. I appreciate everybody that showed Shorty support and rocked out.
The Titanic submersible had no GPS tracking on it, but we tagged sharks and tracked their precise location.
Damn.
At the same time, their oxygen would have expired. Breaking news, we found submersive particles in the ocean. The CEO released a statement saying the submersible was controlled by a video game controller the same way drones are controlled. The CEO was warned multiple times this was not a safe operation. OceanGate forgot to tag a submersible for GPS tracking full of billionaires, including the CEO. JP Morgan affiliates were on board of the submersible. 3 crypto cash CEOs died in a very short amount of time. The CEO of Cash App, gone. Atomic Data devastated by the death of CEO Jim Walford, but I'm sure all of this is a big misunderstanding.
Oh, go back. Wife of CEO killed on sub is great-great-granddaughter of couple who died on Titanic NYT. Oh, wow. Minneapolis IT firm Automatic Data announces sudden death of CEO and founder Jim Walter. 6/24/2023. Cash App founder Bob Lee was stabbed in the heart, and lungs in a fatal attack. Autopsy report says. Death of crypto. 3 notable crypto CEOs died abruptly within a short period in 2022.
The Titanic.
That is crazy. You know, we went down the Titanic rabbit hole, right? Y'all missed those lives. The videos are uploaded right here on this channel. We've talked about this before, right? We went down all the way to the actual Titanic, the ship, right? The federal banks and much more, right? All the way down to the submarine. And yes, like it does seem like these people were sacrificed. And what's crazy is, right, they entertain us, right? They'll sit here and distract us while they pull, policies and, pull all these new strings underneath our noses while we are distracted. Crazy part about it is, right, we fall for it. We fall for the trap. Guys, this is all the time that I got, right? We've already hit the 1 hour mark. Till next time, this y'all shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. A shorty out.